Welcome to Sonderlings, integrating Troika system. Let the bio ride begin.
Hey folks, welcome back, and we're recording back-to-back episodes again. It's gonna be fun. So I'm Danny, as you probably can assume by now. Joining me, as always, are Carly, DB, and Jacob.
Hi.
We are doing Troika things. The last episode, you fought a dragon, and you kind of got whomped by said dragon. In fact, all three of you managed to find ways to basically reincarnate into new characters. And that's what we're going to start this episode off with. Just a quick little recap of what your characters are, where you're going with it, a little bit of introduction, and plus tell us what skills you carried over if you managed to test luck and be able to carry a skill over. We're going to start in order of reincarnation, so that means Vigor, you're first.
So, I am a red priest, which, for any gamers out there, seems like I am a medium armor spellcaster who specializes in fire spells. Now, I took with me from old Vigor, the Chaos Champion, the wild unkept flame. I've been tempered. And I kept with me my assume shape spell. So,
Nice.
I got a big axe, works as a greatsword. I got fire spells, and I can turn into stuff still. So it's pretty cool.
You can still turn into a kite or a harpoon.
Instead of a kite, it's got to be a hot air balloon, but a little one, like a little lantern, like the Japanese lanterns.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah,
so cute.
because fire, you know?
Slower than a kite, but that's cool.
Yeah. So that means
But
it
more
is
controlled.
It is more controlled. That means it's Quith's turn. Quith.
So, I have been reincarnated into a young Guardy lawyer. So for those of you, right? So for those of you who do not own the book or have yet to really read the background, or who missed some of last episode, in which case, what are you doing? Go back and listen to it first, because you're getting so many spoilers right off the bat, guys. Come on.
Don't skip
But
that
so I am basically wearing a barrister's wig. So those are those big curly white wigs for those of you maybe in the United States who did not know what a barrister was, since they are typically more common in like Ireland and England and stuff. I do carry with me a manual on Young Guardy law. However, in Young Guardy, law is a little different. It's typically law by combat, from what I understand.
Yeah.
The character sheet actual image of a Young Guardy lawyer has 4 arms, which I find pretty interesting to kind of keep that in the back of your head for a visual. I'm also carrying with me a flesh-like whip called a shambach, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, I'm going to continue to butcher it. That looks to be made out of some sort of hide. We'll get to that later, I'm sure. And I also have a lot of scars. Is it from reincarnation? Is it from whatever this body went through before? Who knows? I'm sure we'll tell you soon enough.
That's awesome.
For skills, I kept with, I have rapier fighting, so I finally can fight a little bit. I have etiquette and healing, and I did keep swimming, since, somebody from the swamp better know how to swim. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's my character. We'll see where it goes from here.
Love it. Nimbus, what you got?
I am now a thaumaturge, which seems to be a wizard. He kind of struck me as more like a snake oil salesman, but I guess he's kind of like a wandering little spellcaster type dude.
Miracle worker. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it called me. I've got a bunch of spells, but I did carry over strength just because I've got the wormits. I figure I wanted something hand to hand. But it looks like this guy's not supposed to get in it. He's supposed to be back doing stuff, which I think you call that a spellcaster.
You do also have a special. I don't know if you've
yeah.
talked about that at all.
I've always said you were special.
I mean, we always knew.
Nimbus was definitely special. Is. I mean, I don't know.
Can we take
We'll
a
see.
beat to talk about how weird it's going to be to have Nimbus actually, not have the forebrain removed?
Listen, this is
Get
called plot
interesting.
development team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I want to know. I want to know if, because before you got your forebrain removed, right? Now, if when we reincarnate, we can get some of our old stuff back. Are you gonna remember more, or is that stuff just now permanently gone?
I guess you're just gonna have to play the game so you can find
Sounds
out.
like you're gonna have to keep listening, DB.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay
All right.
tuned.
Spoiler, sweetie.
So my special is that I may test my luck to just so happen to have exactly the, in parentheses, common mystic tchotchke bauble or guga the situation requires. Is that guga? Is that
Yeah,
right?
it's like a trinket.
It's a technical
Okay.
term.
Word.
Yep.
Yeah. I see.
So
I
you're
see
still a
that.
collector of weird little things. That's
Yes.
on brand.
That's
Yeah.
on brand. Can you do me a favor and can you actually describe the robes that you're wearing? I want to know if you have the ability to actually say that word in this episode.
I have red robes. Got 'em.
Got him. Nimbus?
I have I feel like I'm not reading this because I would say voluminous, but this is voluminous.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
But I don't know. I
If
feel
you
like
will
that's a
remember,
different
there
word.
has been another character with voluminous robes. I bet our listeners are going crazy right now because none of you remember that Rojak.
Oh, I
had
remember. I
voluminous
just won't
robes.
say it. Yeah.
Oh, Rojak did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course you would
Wow.
remember with your disgusting hit
Li-
the Rojak joke.
After the number of times we told him to hit the Rojak, nobody cared
Yeah.
to remember what he looked like. Okay, we
Yeah.
erased that right from our memories.
Get out.
Goodbye,
Take your
Versi.
robes with you. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Scram.
Take that rope right out the door.
I absolutely love it. So, this is fun. Nothing's really changed. So you're standing on the deck of your golden sailed barge, and there's just a big old decapitated dragon's head on your golden barge with you. This puddle of what looks like liquid light blood is pooling on the deck. It just looks like liquid light. It's real weird and shimmery and iridescent, which are some of my favorite things in the world. And all of you are just standing around. So what's going on? I'm just going to throw all of you straight into, hi, talk to each other.
I smash the handle of my great axe onto the deck, and I hold up my hand, my fingers. I hold what looks like an orb of flame that licks my fingers, and I stare at each one of you. You cannot see my face as it is covered by a metal mask. That's kind of like one of those old style Japanese demon masks, but it's all monochrome, just plain steel.
Nice.
And I say, "What is my name?"
So Nimbus is standing up in his voluminous robes. I know, but the socks transferred over. It's weird.
Voluminous socks.
He's standing.
Right?
Yeah, they're covered up by the length of the robes. I'm stalling because I'm trying to figure out how to do this. This is weird, flip-flopping characters.
Yeah.
So he stands up and he says, "Man, I feel like I went to the car wash and forgot to bring the car." And he looks around and he sees it kind of wide-eyed, gets wide-eyed when he sees this red priest standing here with the flaming hand and everything. He says, "I'm sorry, what was the question again?"
"Stranger," and I point my great axe, the tip of it. "Say my name, or we shall have battle here."
Oh, man.
Well,
so at this threat, you both notice a bit of movement off to the side. On the floor is a androgynous looking body. Not as feminine as you would expect Quith to be appearing, even in a new form. Forearms start to lift this androgynous being from the ground, and with a bit of a sprawl and then a small crack of the whip in its hand,
wow.
you see a little shimmer, a glint in the eyes of this new companion of yours, and crawling up from the ground, you hear well, listen, Vigor. All right. If you're gonna be coming around here, oh my god, I'm gonna be in the southern accent this whole time. No, no. I spent the whole break in Pith Brain, and then I came back and I screwed it up. You can cut that, right?
No, I'm not cutting that at all.
So stretching myself up from the ground, with a crack of the whip, I turn to you and say, "Well, listen, Vigor. If you're gonna be causing problems round here." And trying to intimidate our other friends, we're gonna have some problems. Mama may not be in the house anymore, but she's still up here, and she's right here, and I can't be having that on my watch.
Ah, my friend, it is you, the slimy toad. And I
Hey,
released the
I'm a lot
flames in my
drier
hand.
these days, all right, buddy? I'm not so slimy anymore. In fact, I got way more arms than I did before. And a nice dry little wig to keep me looking cute. And you get a little wink out of him.
Wait a second. Okay. Hold on a second. Does the name Vigor ring a bell?
Yes, that is I.
Okay, so we got that sorted. Now, you are I'm afraid to guess, so why don't you tell me? Because I think I just heard something, but I want to make sure from you that what I just heard is actually what I just heard. I'm a little shell shocked right now.
Are you talking to me? You got questions for me? After all this time you've been bonding with me, touching my head, calling me a cutie, you don't recognize your old buddy Pith? I mean, I guess y'all didn't really know my full name before, Pithquith. You know, we were symbiotes. After all this time, Mama been walking around taking care of the boys, I figured it was Papa's turn.
It is clear to me that this device, as I touch the thing at my hip, allows for the stronger soul to emerge.
Well, stronger, I don't know about that. Quith was pretty strong. She was a pretty strong lady, all right?
4 arms.
I will say there is a case to be made for the strength of my love.
Can you do me a favor? This is a really weird thing to ask, but I'm a little fuzzy. Can you please stick your tongue out? I just want to check something.
You get a bit of a furrowed brow from Pith, who kind of holds out the whip with a look of confusion and says, "Well, I can't quite do the tricks I used to be able to do. This thing, though, I think could still come in handy. If you're looking for this moist sucker," and he sticks out his tongue. It looks relatively normal. He goes, "It's not quite the same skill set I used to have, but these extra arms could come in handy."
I just wanted to go ahead and break that ice right now, because if you did it later and it was still the toad tongue, then I might drop whatever I have in my hands and that might be breakable. So, okay.
Listen, Nimby, you don't have to make excuses for wanting to see my tongue anytime you need, honey.
How do we know this is NIMBY?
That's a good question. I'm kind of asking myself the same question.
You're telling me this doesn't sound like Nimby? He doesn't
us.
even know who he is. Of course it's Nimby. I give him a pat on the back.
Don't stand too close. Who knows what has emerged from that device? It could be Nimbus.
Says the one wearing a metal mask and a creepy... What happened to your mall, buddy? You used to be so attached to it.
My maul, a great iron maul, like an iron ingot forged in fire, beaten and sharpened, has emerged to be this great axe.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's one of the best weapons I've ever seen. Never had anything like this in the swamp, Yungati. And you see a real look of confusion as he starts to try to sort through his memories.
And the best part is this mask hides my ugly face.
Well, that one, buddy, I can't argue with. And he gives
winked.
you a little
You couldn't
nudge.
see it, but I winked at you.
So Nimbus has pulled up his robes and he's looking at his socks and he's kind of giggling a little bit. And he says, why do I like these so much? They're horrible.
They don't even match. It's one from 2 different sets.
Does this prove something? I'm sure that this has to prove something. Like I don't feel like anyone could see these and it wouldn't prove something to someone.
It proves you like to keep those tutsies moist.
Anything. I just walk steadily, staring him, and as I get close, we're face to face. and then I just wrap him up in a big hug and I pick him up. It proves everything.
Oh, that's my boys. There we go. Make some peace, huh? And I go to kind of walk over towards this, I guess, bleeding light corpse of a dragon head to check it out. Does this liquid look like something that might be worth collecting?
Oh wait, I totally forgot that I'm a part of this. I'm up with what all of you were doing. I would have happily sat here for another hour just listening to the three of you talk. This liquid, you would know that this is like incredibly interesting stuff. I don't know. I guess the best way to put it is finding the right person. This would be a great like favor or like bartering tool. You know, I don't think you could sell it for a lot. I mean, you found the right buyer, you could, but a lot of people, they'd have to test it and make sure that it is actual dragon's blood and all this stuff. It would be a big hassle, but this, if you found the right person, it could fetch a price.
Well, so as I'm thinking about that price, and it could be a potential bartering tool, I walk over and I dip my finger in it, kind of give it a rub, check out the viscosity of the blood between my fingers, and then I give it a little lick.
Okay. So
does it do anything? Does that hurt me?
The viscosity is similar to Heinz 57.
You mean one of my favorite liquids on earth? Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Sign me up.
The flavor, it tastes like gin.
I look back at the guys. Y'all gotta come try this. And right. I sweep up a whole handful and kind of keep looking at it.
Wait, I grab your wrist. Wait. Do not waste that. I have heard dragon's blood is a powerful fuel.
They call it a powerful elixir because it'll get you messed up, buddy. Let me tell you what. With a flavor like this. Well, he shakes his head a little bit. I kind of give you a little, all right, you can take some. I scoop up one more handful of it and walk away kind of like sipping at it a little bit to check out the damage to the ship.
Okay, test luck for me.
Mm-hmm. Happily.
Yeah.
I got a 7. My luck is still 12, so I am good.
Okay. Cool.
Listen, I'm a lucky toad, okay? What do you want from me?
Hey, don't you worry.
So as a thaumaturge, I would definitely be interested in collecting some of this. There's nothing that says that I have little bottles to collect something like this in, but I feel like I would. Do I need to test my luck to just so happen to have an empty bottle to put some of this in? I'll do it.
That's a great
I'll do it.
Special ability.
I like
that. Okay. Rolled an 8, got a 10. Cool. So I have a little glass bottle, and after my sturdy embrace by Vigor, which is I seem a little concerned about all the things that I have, all my little baubles, but I'm pretty happy to see him too. When he sets me down to go talk to her, or him now, I gotta get that straight.
Oh, yeah.
You can call us they, all right?
They. Well, when he sets me down to go talk to them, I snatch out an empty bottle and fill it up and cork it and toss it in my jacket there.
I like it.
Or my voluminous robes. Voluminous robe.
Yeah.
I'll get there. Just be patient with me.
So how is this ship looking? Is it looking pretty damaged from our fight with the dragon? Or is the tar holding up okay?
The ship is looking weirdly unscathed by the encounter. If you'll remember, really the only thing that happened was the dragon fire, and that was more of like across the deck and not so much like down onto the ship. So it's in weirdly good condition. And
is the tree damaged at all from the flames?
No, it actually went under the boughs of the tree. It seems to have like singed off some of the like bags that were hanging from the branches, but
convenient.
Yeah, it is convenient. I didn't want to have to deal with them anyway. No, there are still some of them, but a couple of them are gone. And you are just kind of sitting here, not really doing too much of anything. Like, you're not moving anywhere. The ship seems very confused as to what direction that it should go in, because all of you are just new. And so it's just kind of frozen for a second. Deer in the headlights, like, I don't know what to do. And
I want to take like a cloth, like one of the washcloths or something, and grab up all this pooled blood so it's sopping. I bring it over to the roots of the tree and I wring it out. And then I take my knife, which I have on my character sheet, and I cut my arm slightly. And I let my blood also drip down into the roots to attune myself with it.
Word.
okay.
I don't even know if that's if that's right, but that's what New Vigor does.
That's
I mean,
what
you're a red
it
priestess,
feels
okay?
No,
right.
I like
Yeah.
the initiative that you're taking here. What I would like you to do is, like, I get the attunement thing, and we're just going to ride with that. Sure, that works. What are you trying to accomplish with the dragon's blood? Because I'm
If what I have heard is it is a powerful accelerant, great fuel, perhaps it will make our ship go faster.
Go
And
faster.
if I'm attuned with it more so than these two, it'll go where I want to go faster. So New Vigor, he's got his stuff in order.
Word. You
Okay.
put some thought into that, and quick.
So
So when I see you bleeding out your arm onto this tree, which I feel like you're not doing discreetly at all, okay?
No.
Oh no, I do it ceremoniously, and I'm chanting.
I storm right over, and at first, Nimbus might think, or you if you were paying enough attention, that I was about to yell at you for pouring blood and dragon blood onto this tree. But instead, I wander right up and I say, buddy, you want to put some liquid on this tree? I understand. And I give you a nudge, and I'm not wearing robes. Am I wearing, I guess, an outfit? Yes. So I unzip or there are not zippers in Troika. I'm sure there are not zippers in Troika. I pull my pants down, and I give the tree a little bit of some pond pisser urine to to fertilize it. And I go, Quith will be proud of us, right, buddy? I know she would. Gives you a little nudge.
Perhaps you will not get red robes, but yellow might be your color.
Okay.
Danny's like, I'm gonna cut all of
Nimbus
this.
is fascinated. Nimbus is fascinated. He's a little thrown for a loop for a minute, but then he kind of picks up what's happening and gets kind of serious in a little bit of a sarcastic expression on his face and starts waving his hand around and being like, Hakuna Matata, hocus pocus, abracadabra, and then starts kind of like scatting in a jazzy sort of way, but I'm not going to do it.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Scooby-Doo
So-
bop.
Zeep, zop, zoop.
I'm like, are you casting a spell?
We have
I love it.
officially lost the plot, and I like it.
I don't know what you're talking
we are
about. This is the
supposed to
best plot I've seen.
We are supposed to hear the ship creak as it strains, as it accelerates towards the destination.
I mean, assuming the urine didn't like neutralize it.
I thought we were going to the bar, which, as a young Guardy lawyer, the bar.
Did you
That's-
mention this out loud? Because
Oh
my character is
my.
still
The
coming
ship
to terms.
knows
okay?
my mind, okay? It knows behind the man behind the mask is what it knows, okay? And I've attuned, okay?
The man in the
You
mirror.
keep saying you've attuned like you get to decide. Like,
I've done the best I can do, okay?
no, and I'm proud of you, but I still haven't decided whether or not this works.
It's true.
So
I start
Well,
singing a tune.
while he's singing, and there's some scatting happening on the bow of the ship.
Oh, it's kind of snapping now.
Pith has finished urinating. We're proud of what we've done. So we go over to I guess wherever the steering area of the ship is. I pull out the cartographer's kit and the map, and I want to go ahead and attempt to steer this ship. I'm not doing it discreetly, and I even say as I pull out the map, after setting the cartography set on a flat surface, finally, something that'll lead me to my lady. And I kind of flip it out and take a look at where we're going. How do you want me to test for navigation?
So are you trying to navigate to the bar?
I'm trying to navigate to an area that looks like a place Glogoos might inhabit.
I think you need to tell Danny like the last, like where would you start? The last place you saw her?
So the last place that I saw her was on the way from Quith's homeland, our homeland, really, the swamplands, out to Troika. So I'm looking for some of the uncharted region, kind of on the outskirts of Troika. That's kind of like the city, the locality. That's basically what I'm trying to kind of gather and see if there are any like kind of darker pockets that a Glogoo may be checking out.
So I feel like the bar would be like you would probably be like, oh yeah, the bar is a good place for me to go and at least get my bearings, and because you don't. Here's the deal. As I grab this really horrible map, this is the map. You don't actually know where any of these things are around the bar. You only know this right here, which this is your route to get to the bar. These are all kind of like guesses of ways to get around. And so if you're trying to go into like this big hunk of uncharted humpbacked sky, the smartest way is to maybe get a little bit more reliable information. But you can also completely skip the bar and just dive off into wherever you want to go.
So staring at this map, Pith narrows his eyes a bit and goes, "Oh, glow gods, you know what? Take us now. I don't know how to navigate this thing." Ugh. And I look back over at my companion who's actively bleeding on the tree. I assume that.
No, I've come after you pull out the map. I was like, I've come and I put my hand on your shoulder and I said, "Do not doubt yourself. Follow your heart, and it will lead you to that glowy light."
Well, I guess for now, the best place is probably to go find ourselves a drink, maybe a couple other tall glasses of water to keep us busy, and see if we can get some information on where my girl might have gone. I don't know anything about these uncharted spheres, and to be honest, I mean, I spent most of my life on top of Quith's head, and I never really had to look at a map before. So, Nimby, you want to come over here? And I wave you down, kind of over to where I'm steering, and I go, "Now, how do we work this ship? I mean, I got 4 arms. I don't know how to steer." And I'm staring at, I'm assuming a steering wheel. Is there a giant steering wheel?
Sure.
Is that a thing? Okay.
I like that we're 8 episodes in and we haven't established how you actually steer this ship. Like, we know it's mildly psychic, but
yeah,
sure, there's a big old, like, pirate-style wooden steering wheel. Helm.
Okay. Well, I pat the ship itself next to the helm, and I go, "I hope you can find our girl on the way, but worst case scenario, we'll get a couple good drinks in us." And I go ahead and start trying to steer it with my 4 arms. I'm assuming this is a skill test. What is that?
So I rolled a test on the ship.
Okay. He rolled a 6 for those of you listening,
yeah,
and I don't think that's good for me.
I rolled 1d6, and I rolled a 6. As you pat the ship and mention going to find your girl, the ship literally just yanks itself out of your control and takes off at a blazing speed in a completely different direction than you were heading. And it does this thing where it like very, very quickly accelerates, and then you see that the bow of the ship actually starts folding open, and the entire ship kind of curls back to the outside and turns inside out as all of you are on this ship, because you're screaming at like ludicrous speed through space or the humpbacked sky. And so the ship does this thing where it just kind of like curls out, curls back in and around on itself, and is at a complete dead stop. I need each one of you to test skill for me to see how just absolutely mind-boggled you are by that.
I'm boggled.
I'm boggled. I'm quite boggled. I got an 11 on a skill of 5, so quite boggled.
Yeah.
I got a 9.
Okay. So all three of you are completely discombobulated. You have absolutely no clue where in the spheres you are. Like, you are off the map. You are completely in a different part of the humpback sky than you ever thought you would be. You're welcome to roll any sort of check that you would like to try to start getting your bearings.
So at this point, the craziness has ceased, and we like come to, all discombobulated, all dizzy, everything. And now that the ship's kind of just gently floating, resting in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see any locations nearby, docking areas, or is this just the middle of the humpback sky? We're just out at...
You're just out.
Ethereal sea? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Floating in the ethereal sea, kind of in the middle of the humpback sky.
Ha ha! Ha ha ha! I was right. It was a powerful accelerant.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say Nimbus totters. He rolled backwards when the ship was doing its inside out thing, and was kind of smacked up against the mast in the middle of the ship and righted himself and has stumbled up here, and he's like, I used to know something about these things a long time ago. Let me check it out here. And I'm looking at everything, and I find a little box that is the autopilot function. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if this is malfunctioning, but we're all supposed to be able to just think about where we want to go, and it's supposed to head that way. So I'm not sure if everybody's on the same page with the bar. Are we all in agreement on that's not a bad place to go and figure out what's going on?
As soon as you start mentioning that, it's supposed to drive us wherever we want to go, Pitt's eyes light up a little bit, and he starts kind of slowly walking towards the edge while maintaining eye contact of the boat, and looks over the edge, kind of does a little gander, attempts to see as best he can. Is there any sign of something glowing out there?
Give me a skill check.
I got a 6 on a 5, so I don't see very much with my new eyeballs.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of not seeing anything, I know that Glowgoose can also swim. So I call out, Ghoulia! Ghoulia, is that you? Did it listen? His eyes are alight. You've never seen him this enthused. In fact, I am starting to climb over the edge of the ship just slightly. 2 arms are already on the other side of the ship. 2 arms are still hoisting the rest of my body over the edge. And I am doing my best to peer down into the waters below.
I'm trying to find the manual because I'm trying to figure out if you are no longer on the ship, if it doesn't count where you want to go.
So you are actively clambering over the side of the ship. And as you're doing that, you're not quite sure, but it looks like you saw something that was like lightly phosphorescing dart to the stern of this golden sailed barge, like kind of dart behind the boat.
Okay. So I catch that with my eye and I go, boys, my girl's here. Go, help me catch her. And I start scrambling back kind of on the ship and towards the back and trying to, like, you know, scout one edge, scout the other, see if I see my girl anywhere. It's been so long, baby girl. It's been so long. Where you been at?
So I lean over to Vigo and I'm like, all right, we're going to go help, but I want you to see if you can catch a glimpse of the map pre and see if it's broken in any way.
Wait. Perhaps this is something they should do on their own. The heart can be a fickle thing.
I mean, I'm slightly vested in all of us living long enough to figure out what's going on. I feel like you guys really took care of me for the last however long I was under the influence of that surgery that I got, which, by the way, I don't really remember much of that time period. So that's going to be an interesting story. I'm sure we could sit around and have, preferably at the bar, not chasing ghosts around the ship, which is what it seems like we're doing now. But I'm going to go check on Pith and see if everything's okay. So I'm kind of approaching you a little slowly. I'm like, Pith, what do you see, buddy?
You notice that I don't hear you at all over the fact that I am screaming, the light of my life, it's been so long, baby, come back. I've been so dry without you. I lost my other woman. It's so lonely out here on the open seas. I'm now trying to grab a rope from the hanging banyan-like bits of our tree and toss it over the back end of the ship to climb into the water.
I'll allow it.
Wait. You don't know what is out there.
Well, I know what isn't on here, my girl. I say as I start to slide down the side of the ship.
I'm like, wait a second, Pith, what's that? The ship's talking to me. Give me just 1 second. What's that? Oh, you know, and Pith's girl is at the bar right now. Okay, hold on. I'll tell him. Hey, Pith, the boat said that your girl is at the bar.
I'm like halfway down the back of the boat, kind of like 2 hands on the boat, 2 hands on the rope. And I look up when you say that with a real look of shock, and I go, but I swear I just saw it down here. You're telling me the ship spoke? I look interested.
I don't understand it. I don't understand what happened. I don't get it. I didn't know that it did that. It did. Now it's quiet. I don't know what to tell you. It said your girl was at the bar. Just thinking maybe we could go on and check and see what's going on.
I take one more gander down beneath me. Can I do a skill check to see if I see any light?
Absolutely.
I got a 7 on a 5, so I don't see anything.
You don't see
I'm assuming the waters look as still as the humpback sky can look. I don't see any glowing. I'm starting to wonder if my eyes in this new form aren't as keen as my old froggy toad eyes used to be. And with hesitation, I look back up at you, Nimbus, and I say, well, perhaps we should head to the bar. I mean, what am I doing over here? I've been chasing this woman for years. I think she's just out here on the side of the boat. My God. And I start to slowly climb my way back up with a strong side eye back at the water. I'm not looking up above me. I'm really hoping I see another flashlight light.
So as you are climbing up, you hear a very small voice beneath you. Yeah, that's right. You better run.
Baby, is that you? Is that
No,
you
it's
down
not
there?
me. It's not me. Stop. You better leave my sister alone. I don't ever want to see you try to go around her.
You can hear Nimbus's forehead hit the banister of the ship.
Sugu, is that you down there? I swear it's been way too long since I've seen you and your sister. Tell me where she's at. Come on, baby.
Sugu's our older sister. It's me, Gooselin, the youngest.
Oh, well, you always a rascal. Tell me where my baby's at. And you see me at this point. I kick off of the side of the ship and I swan dive right into that water. And I will do a swim check for you.
Yeah, please do.
Because I have it as a skill.
Please do.
I got a 5 on a 6. Because I have
okay. So you're able to
I'm not
swim.
doing a great job, but
No,
I'm
you're
doing
not.
it. I'm doing it.
And you see that there is a glow goo right in front of you. It bears familial resemblance to your supposedly beloved Ghoulia. And Gooselin is just scowling, absolutely scowling, like staring daggers at you. Look here, you scum! You left her! You broke her heart! She said she never wanted anything to do with you again, and now you're hassling her again. You're trying to find her. We told you, go follow that other woman you got and stay the hell out of our lives.
Listen, I didn't want to follow the other woman, honey. She had a lily pad right on her head. What was I supposed to do? She's got a fungi flesh infection. I was a toad. I'm not a toad anymore. I got twice as many arms to hug our baby with, all right? You got all these eyeballs. You're trying to tell me you've never seen where my baby's gone? You just been out here swimming? You just want me to go look for some new lady? I've spent so many decades looking for this baby girl of mine. I don't care what she's been doing. I got a case to make, honey.
No, that's not gonna happen. You just leave her alone. You get out of here, you scumbag. You absolute scumbag. You're a dirty human. You're a dirty person. And I don't even ever want to see you again, especially not around my sister.
Listen, if you're not gonna help me, I'm sure somebody at the bar's got some information on my baby. I don't need you to tell me who to love, all right, baby? You out here by yourself, swimming in the sea,
don't you call
trying
me
to be
baby.
the light of some...
Don't you call me baby. You get out of here. You go on now. Get out of here.
I'm attempting to kind of doggy paddle my way back to the rope, but the forearms are kind of getting in the way. I don't know how to coordinate all of them just yet.
Yeah.
So it's taking me a little bit longer.
Oh, look, she's swimming in a circle right now.
So I want
She's
you
got
to
one dead flipper.
I want you to roll verses right now because Gooselin is absolutely trying to like electric shock you like an electric.
I got a double 6.
So did I.
Wow. Dude, love is a powerful force.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that she attempts to shock me, but instead, my barrister wig, which is floated off of my head, is actually what her tentacle hits. And I grab it back out of the water and I go, honey, you never knew how to respect another person's belongings or the people they love. Get out of here with that. And I start climbing my way back up the ship.
Roll skill.
Smacking the wet barrister wig back onto the top of my head. I rolled double 1s.
Nimbus, I think it is time we get out of here. Ready the ship.
Vigor, I was just
thinking skill
thinking.
check, so you're climbing the ship.
Yeah.
I reach a hand down to help you.
You better run and you leave our Ghoulia alone. I don't ever want to see you around her, you scumbag.
I'll prove you wrong, Gooselin. You just watch me with all those eyes of yours.
Oh, I'm watching you all right. Get on out of here. Nimbus, what were
I
you
give
saying?
her a little butt wiggle as I climb up to the top of the ship.
I was going to say, I turn to Vigor and I go, do you think things taste differently since we have different mouths?
I haven't been able to get in anything past this mask yet, so honestly, not too sure.
Sorry, that got real off track.
You get out of here, you.
You get out of here, you. I don't know where that voice came from. I hate
Heaven.
having to do it, but I love that it exists.
That's
in the
glorious.
game.
It's basically just a female version of mine, and I love that somehow Ghoulia has the same accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that all of them, like, we just encounter someone who, like, works as, like, you know, a directional officer at, like, a cross section. They're like, you come on right now, but you stop. You don't know, but you can walk right here.
What if
Yeah,
that's just like
literally how every single glow goo sounds?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Well, but so
Yeah.
does the toad. Has kind of
Yeah.
the same accent. So like,
Well,
I
the
wonder if
same
that's just
accent,
like
but I'm
animal
talking like
voice.
the exact voice I did is how every glow goo sounds. It's not just the accent. They all sound like this.
This is
Like
canon.
all of them are
This is-
talking up here.
This is canon.
It's
I was
canon.
just looking for any. I was about to throw brittle twigs at the loud one. What was her name?
Gooselin?
Gooselin?
Gooselin. Yeah, I was about to throw brittle twigs at Gooselin to see what happened.
we-
what happens?
Can we talk about the fact
Is
that I
is
just
throwing brittle twigs slang for fight? I was about
No.
to throw brittle twigs at this goose.
No, it's a
I'm
spell
gonna
where I
throw
find a
some
twig.
brittle twigs at you. You get out of here! Get out of here! You garbage! I'll throw those brittle twigs at you.
Is there a brittle twig laying around on the ship? Maybe shaking off the tree?
Sure, why not?
Okay. I'm going to cast brittle twigs on Gooselin.
Okay, what does it do?
I break the stick and it breaks something about her.
Oh my god!
You
Let's
monster!
see here. Hold
You're
on.
gonna blacklist me to her whole family.
I'm so excited.
Brittle twigs. You snap a twig or other brittle object to cause an injury in another. They must test their luck or skill for enemies or suffer a broken bone.
Jesus.
Oh my. All right, I'm going to roll
Okay,
1d6.
maybe if this was like a domestic dispute, maybe that's a little bit much. Okay.
I was thinking broken as like broken something emotionally.
No,
like they have
like-
like a depressive episode or something.
Right.
They just start crying.
Yeah.
You just like just really burn her with an insult.
Sometimes
mean,
I
you
think
glow
if I
goose.
blow out other people's glow, that I glow brighter, but I guess that's just not true.
All right, can you please roll? I have given Gooselin luck. I literally rolled luck for Gooselin. So now I can test it. What did you get?
No, I missed it.
All right, so you still take the stamina damage though.
Yeah, you do.
So you've officially attempted to pull a twig and turn it into something that you can hurt my Ghoulia's sister with, right?
Yes.
But it's failed. Okay.
Yeah, I misread the situation a little bit.
Yeah, also, I don't think you would be aware of that
Yeah.
because you were actively
Neither.
climbing up the side of the golden sailed barge, so
I just saw you picking up some random sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's it. It's pretty innocuous.
Okay. I've made my way back up the side of the ship, though. I do.
Yeah,
believe.
and you can just see that Gooselin is just floating off into the distance. Like, you can hear the occasional, like, yeah, that's right, go on, get out of here. Like, faintly blowing on the wind as she's, like, doing that whole, like, taunting you as she runs away thing. Yeah.
when I hear one of the very last, like, little high pitched shouts coming from the water as we make our way into the distance, I kind of shout back, "I'm never gonna give up on my Ghoulia, honey. I'm never gonna give up." I shake all four of my fists in the distance.
And the last thing you hear is, yeah, well, too bad she already gave up on you big old mooch. And
at that, my eyes start immediately welling with tears. And then
Hey.
they well with more because I think of Quith dying, and it's a real mess. I am
Oh, no.
moist, one might say.
what have
I
done?
shout at this goo and say, "You are nothing but a lighthouse, remote, distant, and alone."
I turn back to you, tears in my eyes, and I go, "Are you talking about me, buddy?"
No, of course not. I'm talking about that very rude light bulb.
You see me, I'm kind of like playing with another stick and like kind of looking at the stick and like gauging distance to like where I can hear her talking. It looks like I'm gonna try to throw the stick at her. That's obviously not what's going through my head.
Well, I think we all need a drink after that. Get our minds screwed on right, wet our whistle, and figure out our next step.
You look over, and I'm crying on the ground, actively licking the dragon blood that's still got a little bit left. On the top of the
Just
shit.
let her
And I
finish.
go,
Let
a
finish.
drink. Yeah, that sounds real nice.
Perhaps you and I can figure out how to steer this
Sure. I mean, like I said, it should steer itself if we're all like, the harder we think about the bar, the faster it should go. And let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. Thinking about it pretty hard right now.
And at
I
that,
shall not
the
think
ship-
about it at all.
At that, the ship literally folds back around itself. And then kind of stutters. And then refolds back. And you're just sort of cruising normally in a different direction. One that, like, I guess you could assume is heading towards the bar. The ship's trying. But it seems like it's out of that magic juju gas that lets it just travel by non-Euclidean portal.
Mm.
That is how the dragons travel.
Yeah.
That and flight. You know, that's what they always say. I always heard if you can't beat them, non-Euclidean portal. You know, that's what my parents always said.
I just pat you on the back. I'm like, man, I'm real messed up too. Like, I can't think straight either. That whatever it just did has messed me up.
That seems normal for you.
I highly represent that statement.
I thought of a funny joke.
Mm.
Oh, no.
Nimbus?
That does not seem normal for you.
No, it scared me a bit, to be honest. But I said, Nimbus, Nimbusil. And then I said I shouldn't tell him. But then I thought maybe if I told you, like, fuck.
No, that's super cute. Have you
Right.
seen any twigs?
You know,
I've
there
been
were,
picking
there
up
were
twigs.
some brittle ones here
Just-
before, but I. Oh, this one's broken. No, that's not any use to us.
That's no good.
Ah. She's
How close
going
do you think-
at that dragon blood. She has almost lapped all of that up.
Oh yeah, you
Hey,
look
do you want
over.
a
I've got
copper
it on
stone?
all four of my hands. I am covered in dragon's blood, and I am actively licking it, sobbing. Just tears falling down my face. I'm still on the floor of the boat. I've not gotten up.
It's like
You do
she's-
notice a few branches by me though. In case
I would like to
Looks-
roll. I would like to roll to just so happen to have something on myself. Like, can I do that again already?
I don't see why not. What are you trying to have?
Okay. It's a common item, but it would be more fun if I don't tell you until I have
trust
it.
you. I shouldn't, but I'll trust you.
Okay, so I kneel down next to Pith and I reach in my robes and I pull out a spork and I'm like, here.
Is it a sporg?
A spork,
Fork.
like a fork spoon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See, buddy, I knew I liked you. And I reach up and I grab that spork and I start scraping at the goo and ladling it into my mouth. Almost as bright as my Ghoulia, this light blood is.
Test luck.
Absolutely. I got a 5 on what is now an 11. So
Okay.
I'm still holding strong. I say as I lay in a puddle of my own tears.
Right.
You have a startling capacity for dragon's blood.
Listen, Longardi, we fight hard, we drink hard, okay?
There you go.
Yeah.
The hazing at those houses at Lungardi Law
Yeah, it's
It was a
rough.
real-
drank a
Okay.
lot of dragon's blood. Okay.
I'm like, hey, ease up. If you get to the bar and get sick and throw up, you're gonna scare everyone. We're probably gonna get kicked out. If you throw up a bunch of sunshine.
Is it even a bar if nobody throws up sunshine, honey? I don't know.
I
In a
feel
place
like-
like Troika, that sounds like a great day. Yeah, in the darkness, sitting at a bar, I don't know. I'm still
should-
lapping it up.
We should speak about the bar. I have heard it is a dangerous place, full of rough, tough characters.
The bar is, like I said, it's a 2-kilometer long bar, but chunks of it are run by different owners, and there's kind of like partitions between the different bars. So it is just like a series of different bars. So some of them are like real rough and tumble, like real bad. And some of them are like essentially just like classy tea houses. You got a little bit of everything. And fun fact, they all scroll down the length of the bar, and it'll just like reappear on this end and then keep moving back and keep moving back. And
I
so
love
you
that.
could land at the same place every time you get there, but never know exactly what bar you're going to end at. It's kind of a luck of the draw type thing. And so you're absolutely right and you're absolutely wrong. It's just kind of whatever you get.
50-50.
Yeah, but there's also like plenty that are just like kind of seedy dive bars and some that are like sports bars. Like you get all different types.
Yeah.
And also, fun fact, you don't have a clue where the bar is. Like you think you're headed in the right direction, but you're kind of lost in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, this might be, hint, hint, a good time to pull out some cartographer's tools.
Thought I had to have somebody teach me how to use those before I could.
No.
You need someone to teach you if you want to permanently get a skill point in.
Yeah.
Not with the cartographer's tools. If you
They're
succeed
also
with
currently
those.
sitting on the boat, so anyone is welcome to use them. They are not.
Yeah, the cartographer's tools, remember I told you that if you use them and you decide to test in them, you will get a point.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll grab them. I fail. I have a skill of 5. So
Make
of
sure
course
you
I
all are
fail.
marking little tick marks next to every single skill that you've used in this episode, by the way.
Even if you fail?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Well, if it is still on the deck of the ship, I couldn't remember if we got a proper, at the front of the ship, they usually have a mermaid or a screaming banshee or something. I was thinking we could decorate ours with the head of this ferocious beast that we slay.
Nice.
And then when we pull up to the bar, we are an intimidating character, We've got, who else is killing dragons out there? Probably nobody.
Right. Even if it's a young one. Like, that's a big deal.
So I was going to see if I could go grab some rope and, just affix it.
Yeah.
To the front of the ship.
As you are doing that, I walk over. I'm still crying. Tears are still flowing from my face. But I walk over and I say, with all these tears, I don't know that I need this as much as you might, trying to preserve that thing for the ship. And I pass over my salt stick that can help pull moisture out of any organic material.
Can we have
I give you a little
head
I give you a little wink and a nudge, and I go, you got to make sure you ground it into powder first, though. I'm sure your weapon might be able to do a little bit of damage.
Salt is a very precious and powerful thing. We, red priests, use it in our exorcisms. I thank you for this gift, and I shall extract the life from this creature. What little life force it has left, preserve it, affix it to the ship, and beam proudly that I've done good.
So, do you know how the salt stick works? Vigor?
No. I have loose salt. I just have regular salt for my exes. It's not blocked up, I've got free-flowing salt.
So yeah, it's a magical basically salt thing. It's glowing pink. When you grind it allows you to pull moisture or water from any organic material.
That's sick. Okay.
But you have to grind it into powder first. Also, there is a risk in grinding it, so just be careful.
Okay.
But your character wouldn't know that.
I would not care.
Good.
That's really the point.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I am not chaotic because I have a purpose now. And that is to burn away sin.
Until you grind up that salt stick, and then you're gonna maybe have a different purpose because you might die.
He doesn't even want to be bound to this flabby meat sack of a body, right?
My meat sack ain't flabby. I don't know whose meat sack are you looking at.
Isn't that what it says under the red priest?
No, that's the sin. The sin.
Oh, you're not flabby. Got you.
Flabby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I assume you're going to try to grind up this salt stick.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to go ahead and give me a skill test on that.
6 on a 6, baby.
Okay. You happen to do it successfully, and you are able to basically like dry and preserve this young dragon head so that you can mount it on the front of your golden barge. Which
I was thinking like
classy.
he'd already mounted it, and like it just like shrunk up and like seized up around the front of the ship. It's kind of what I had pictured in my head, but you're the one doing it, Vigor. So
Is this like an advanced skill that I can get good at salt sticking?
No. No.
You said a skill check, I was just checking to make sure I can just be really good at
I
this.
see what you're trying to do there, but no.
was it just the one salt stick and he ground it up and now it's gone? Or
No, you grind a little bit of it off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Big salt brick.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
it's got a number of uses.
Does it preserve the liquid that it's absorbed? Like, can you scrape the salt back up and it like contains the liquid, or is it just make it go away?
The salt is basically absorbed and then would pull liquid out of it, like out of the so you can't reuse the salt.
Okay.
I would like to throw it out there, everybody, that we do have a lamassu needle in which we could use to attach this dragon head to somebody's body. I mean, I'm just saying.
Let me tell you something. I was considering if I grappled onto that dragon to affix myself to it so that it couldn't throw me. I swear I was going to do that. I was going to sew my own hand onto it.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad that we didn't try to sew this dragon head onto somebody. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be as a replacement head. You can sew it on anywhere.
Yeah. You can have it as a second
I'm
head.
just glad it didn't happen. Like I'm ecstatic.
Wait, okay, but what if I hear me out here. What if I sewed it onto me and I had 4 arms and 2 heads, and then for role playing only, I occasionally ventriloquisted its mouth to speak like Quith.
I feel like you're the Frankenstein.
Because you get low. You get lonely.
I just need another head and a couple more feet, and I just need...
Listen, if I can't have my Ghoulia, I gotta have one of my girls, okay?
All these extra heads won't fill the hole in your heart, baby girl, okay? I just don't...
Can't stop me from trying.
Now I want to work that into your character. Like, I want your character to steal one of my socks and just pretend that they're Quith talking to Pith.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Stay tuned. I'm sure we'll find a way, guys.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. And on that note, we're gonna end the session because this is going nowhere fast.
I was waiting for Danny to be like,
it's going
"You're not gonna
everywhere
believe
quickly.
this."
Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah.
Danny's gonna be like, "You're not gonna believe this," but another dragon comes down out of the sky.
We're gonna reroll these again.
So let's look at the book, see what we're gonna find for you to fight next.
What time is it? Have we been going for a full episode already?
We've been going for an hour and 17 minutes.
Oh, we got 15 minutes. Let's fight something.
Just get us to the bar.
It's gonna take you so long to get to the bar.
What if my thoughts stray back to Gooselin?
Listen, I fully support the idea of Nimbus falling for Gooselin as Pith is still after.
There we go. You will fight a loathsome worm that will consume the sun.
Not again.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
That's what you threatened last time.
So roll verses on that, or how does that one work?
Oh, good. Then we can have a masthead on the rear of the ship. That's a worm.
Yeah.
Listen, we're not afraid of some terror, okay?
Or we can finally get to use that lamassu needle.
Also,
I'm gonna affix the great worm to myself.
I've got wormits. I have gloves that are for worming.
listen, perfect. We're already prepared. Bring it at us. Maybe don't though. I'd like to try to play this.
Where did
character.
DB go?
Sorry, the cat has decided that these cords are now in battle.
Yes.
and it is
All
the
right,
Great Worm.
let's all do our inspiration so that we can go
Hey.
to bed.
Before we do our inspiration, DB, take Wash's collar off, please, God.
That was perfect.
It was perfect.
Yes, please
Just
take my
screams
collar off.
in the background.
This is a real grapple. Oh, it just pulls apart.
Take it
Is that Gooselina over there? I
This
guess.
is a real grapple.
Oh, Wash was saying, "You get out of here! You fucking get out of here!"
All right,
Lord.
let's do our inspirations.
Gosh, I have
What
no
the
idea
heck
what I'm
is
doing.
happening?
I got mine. I
Vigor,
prepped
go.
mine. So, all right, there's
Carly
this really
is done. Carly has lost it, and I love it.
Listen, I've still got my inspiration written down, okay?
Dude, you guys don't even know. There's this really sick artist. So, I actually in Magic the Gathering, you use like play mats, so your cards just like aren't on the table. They're easy to pick up, yada yada. So I made some custom play mats. I found this artist, and his name is Eyvind Earl, and that is Eyvind Earle. Eyvind Earl. He's got my playmat is Crimson Autumn, but he has a really cool composition. And so this one, like if you look up Crimson Autumn, he does like planar lines that like all go to a horizon, and then on top of that, he uses really organic like trees. But it's like this really strange mix between geometric and like organic shapes, and then he does really strong stark contrast with colors, and so you've got very vibrant stuff with very pale and like it's very crisp lines. Some other really cool ones you guys might find interesting. Fire Magic is like super vibrant. Silent Meadow is really cool with shadows. Three Horses is also really cool. It's like the more muted color palette, but it has very similar like that one kind of reminds me of did you ever watch Samurai Jack? And there's an episode where it's black and white and he fights the ninja and how it's like black and white contrast. Three Horses kind of does that, but it's like a mountain plateau and then three horses and there's like light, and so it's like the different faces that get hit by the sun and the shadows and stuff.
Heck yes.
He's a really sweet artist. So he's my inspiration.
What's his name again?
Eyvind Earl. Check out Crimson Autumn if you're gonna look up. That's the one that's my playmat. I think it's the best. But the other Autumn ones, I don't know if it's a series or what. But they're all sweet.
Eyvind. How do you spell Eyvind?
I'll do it again, Jacob. Just this.
Sorry.
Time. It's JCUP. No, it's EYVInd, and then Earl with an E on the end.
Well, my inspiration for this week is an artist as well. Actually, I have two, but my first one is an artist as well, and ironically also has to do with a lot of like, I don't know, I enjoy the lines involved, so I feel like it's a decent segue. So I want to plug this week Boyer Mesh, so that's BOYERMESH on Instagram specifically. So they make steel wire sculptures. They're out of Washington State, I believe. But basically they work a lot with kind of crazy, almost reminds me of like non-Euclidean mathematics. Just the way that like some of the wire mesh sculptures are done. There's also a strong emphasis in some of the work on the female and human form in general, and kind of an incorporation to that. But it's literally all sculptures done with steel wire, which is really, really fascinating. So you get a lot of these like mathematical kind of lines and shapes. And I've found a lot of inspiration this past week in deep diving on some of the work on that page just for inspiration on like portals and travel in Troika. So really big fan of that. But just in general, I mean, if you're an artist, I also for a long time was thinking about doing like I started it and then I had a studio collapse, but I was working on like a textile installation. And so if you have any interest in any of that kind of stuff or like steel wire work for art, crazy cool. Once again, that's Boyer Mesh, BOYERMESH. And then the other one that I wanted to plug this week is actually, it's kind of like two different games, but they're by the same maker. Above and Below and Near and Far. So we actually own Near and Far, DB and I do. And it is a super great game. They're both kind of in a similar realm. They remind me a lot of like what you expect when you sit down to play, say, the D&D board games that exist. like the actual board games, not the TTRPGs. But it's way more scaled back, way more beautiful and like bright in color, a much stronger emphasis on storytelling. And so I feel like, we've had issues in the past, like me and a lot of my friends who enjoy those kind of like more dungeon crawlery board games, with finding something that's still kind of in that realm, but isn't really a dungeon crawl and has more storytelling so that you can kind of capture a wider audience of players. And I feel like Near and Far and Above and Below are both just phenomenal examples of that. You can play them as a single player, which is super cool. In storytelling mode, take a character through multiple different levels and progress a personal story arc, which is really, really interesting. You can play it as like a larger group and do the same thing with multiple characters and see how they change over time. And of course, you are still exploring kind of a world, so there's fun stuff that comes along with that. Also, the art in general is fantastic, very easy to understand and learn. I feel like it could even work for, a younger audience of like children and young teens. And I still love it, and I'm 30, so like, they're both great games. And you can find them at most local game stores, but they are made by Red Raven. The actual creator is Ryan Lavkat, Lavkat. So if you're looking up more of his work specifically, but art's phenomenal, gameplay's phenomenal. I'm always happy to have it on my shelf, and it's one of those ones I get asked about all the time just because it's such a pretty box. So definitely highly recommend checking it out, especially when you want to do something that's a little bit lighter than an actual TTRPG, or you can't get a table together to actually play with you. It's a good one person or just a couple people game to have around the house. Want to make sure I plug that too?
Hell yeah. Jacob.
I was trying to scroll through here and just like grab someone randomly because I'm so not with it right now, and I was supposed to plan and actually have one picked out, and I definitely did not do that. But I don't know. Superani underscore HQ is just packed with phenomenal. This is another Instagram, but Superani underscore HQ. If you're interested at all in art, it's just packed with all kinds of stuff. It's a bunch of different artists.
Another one of those collab pages. Yeah, those are like when
Yes.
like an inspo page. Yeah.
Gosh, there was another one that I just saw that I wanted to do, and I don't think that we've done it. We've plugged it yet, but it's another collab page. It's like the retro sci-fi type stuff. But I will make a post about it if I find it.
There you go.
Sorry for sounding super uninspired, but it's really good stuff, I promise.
Well, I'm going to plug a YouTube channel and a book.
Real quick, Danny, I thought that you were going to plug Reign of Fire.
No, that's what I was going to do. Oh, yeah. It's a great movie. Go ahead, Danny.
I think this is what happens when you finally get your forebrain back. It just takes a second. You gotta.
Yeah, there's a lot going on up there.
I'm plugging the YouTube channel Hello Future Me. Phenomenal content. Timothy Hickson, the person who runs the channel, does a lot of like very nerdy deep dives into nerddom specific lore. So it'll be like this look at like this really fan theory conjecture look at Avatar The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, or it'll be like this thing. But one thing that they do that is absolutely phenomenal is they have a series of videos on writing and world building. And they have a book by the same name. I think it's about $13 on Amazon right now. You should, if you're at all interested in writing or world building, go buy a copy of the book. You'll really enjoy it. More on that in a second. But before you buy a copy of the book, you can go check out, they have a series on YouTube. Just look for On Writing and World Building. You'll see the video playlist. And it's a series of video lectures. And so you can check it out. Make sure you actually enjoy the information that they're presenting. I can tell you it is actually really great information. There's like Christopher Paolini and Brandon Sanderson are both fans of Timothy Hickson. They've both done interviews with him and talked about this stuff. He knows what he's doing. He also is a licensed crisis counselor in New Zealand, and so he has
I did not know that.
Yeah, he has a very unique and healthy perspective on writing mental illness in video games and in literature, which is actually really refreshing to see. And so I can't say enough good stuff about what he does and about what you can get out of what he does. Honestly, go watch the videos. If there's stuff that you really enjoy and you're learning from, you should pick up the book, because it's a lot easier to like thumb through the book and find something to reference than it is to try to go back and find it in video form. But that's my plug for the week. It's phenomenal. Go buy the book. Go support his YouTube channel. Other than that, I think we're done for the night. It is 2:30 in the morning, and I'm not going to sleep for the rest of the night now.
Only on his timeline, all right? Yeah. Half of us are on the West
I'm going to go dream about glow goos. Wake up in a cold sweat.
I dream about glow goos every night, okay? Every night.
Get out of
and
here.
every day.
You go on.
You know what's
Get
funny?
out of here. You quit
It's funny. I was
about
like,
Twinkle, twinkle, little glow goo.
I was like,
Just cut Jacob.
yeah,
What do you say,
yeah.
Jacob?
No, it's cool. I said it's cool.
Oh my
And
god, dude, we tried to give you a second chance.
And I think it's time to say,
Adieu.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was going for later, nerds. But you know what? This is what happens when we record this late, guys.
Later, nerds.
Bye, y'all.
All right, let's go episode 3. We're going for the third one tonight.